Welcome to Marriage Monday with Jeremiah and Savannah Jennings. The Jennings own Growing Green Landscapes and are very happily married. In this podcast, Jeremiah and Savannah discuss the wins, losses, good times, bad times, and everything in between pertaining to owning a business while maintaining a healthy marriage along the way. We hope you enjoy the show.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to episode today here on the Growing Green Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings. Welcome into Marriage Monday for you. Hope you guys are doing well, having a great week out there, great start to your week. Savannah's already yawning. What a great way to end the show. Mm-hmm. How are you today?
Great.
Excited to be here?
Always.
Always? Really? Is that true?
Yes.
Is that really a true statement? Let's go before should we break out the polygraph?
Wow. So aggressive.
Just saying.
Always excited, yes. Always energized, no.
Are you ever energized?
No, not at the time that we record these.
When are you energized?
There's like a sweet spot at like late morning when I've like gotten going, but I haven't gotten too tired yet.
I usually have pretty good energy between like 10 and 12
a.m. to p.m. Yeah, I would agree.
And then you know the worst time of the day?
Like 4.
Like 2:30 to 3.
No.
From like 3 to 4.
You don't
rough.
Understand. 2:30 is the best time of my whole day.
Because you get to take a nap.
Because the kids are napping.
Yeah.
Which means, that doesn't mean that I get to nap. That means it's just quiet.
Saying, which should make you more tired. It makes, like, when I'm at the office, that 3 o'clock window hits me and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to get up and move.
The worst part of the day is 4. Because they're up, but
that's still early enough afternoon.
Early afternoon?
I feel like like early night, I guess you could say.
No, because that 4 o'clock hour is like, I'm not really, like, I'm close enough to you coming home that, like, I don't
In the winter, I feel like the worst is 5, the 5 o'clock hour, because it's dark outside.
No,
but it's nowhere close to that
You don't understand that I don't care what time it is if you're home. I'm literally like, whatever.
Oh, my.
But if it's 4 o'clock.
That's not true, folks, by the way.
Yes, it is. Then, I'm like close enough to you getting home that I don't really want to start a new endeavor because I don't, like you're going to be here. And I don't love to be like in the middle of something when you get home, like a task or like something around the house. So like I'm kind of just in this limbo of like waiting, but not really wanting just like, we've gotten away from turning on the TV. And so I'm like, I'm not going to just turn on a show, but then if we've been home, we've done a lot of our home activities. So it's just like this weird limbo of like trying to entertain him, but then also try to have the house semi together when you get home. So try to keep him from wrecking everything. That's the worst time of the day. And also I'm just depressed because I'm like, I love my kids. I'm like, nap time's over and have hours.
You are not prepared. We're not prepared for the day that they stop taking naps.
Mm-mm.
We're not ready for that.
No, we're not. But it will come with other things. Like once they're to that age, like there are other things he will be able to do, understand.
Hopefully act.
Yeah, like in attention span, things like that will be hopefully a little more developed. But if your like 2-year-old stops napping, are you okay?
That's rough.
Like
that's rough.
Holy cow! Yeah, that would be really rough. But yeah. So to answer the question, do you have a very small window of time where I'm like genuinely energized? But other than that, I'm either thinking about the most recent time I was asleep or the closest I will until I get to go to sleep. Whatever's closest to me.
How you feel about your Christmas decorations? Trees looking good.
Trees looking
kind of sad
bare.
It's coming down in like 3 weeks.
Yes. But I feel like this is my favorite time. We're like in the thick of Christmas season. Like it is very much Christmas time, but Christmas isn't like tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, this is so nice. We get like
you have some time to actually
we have some more time to enjoy it and be in it. And it's like as someone who loves Christmas and would decorate so much earlier, I kind of get this like not embarrassment, but this like I don't know, like shame isn't the right word either, but it's like this, like you feel like you have to hide it. Like you can't, it's not like normal to be excited or like celebrate Christmas until a certain point. But now I'm like, oh, it's acceptable.
It can be fully celebrated the day after Thanksgiving.
Well, that's what I was just say. I'm happy because it's like fully acceptable to be like all out Christmas right now. Everybody is. And it's in the height of everything, like Christmas shopping, like all the things, the Christmas parties and the...
You know, we don't do
all
many
the stuff.
Christmas parties. We have to get in some higher circles.
The Christmas parties?
We do one Christmas party a year. That's it.
Yeah, Jack has one for school now, though.
Oh, that counts. That does not count as a
Pizza
Christmas
and
party.
PJs, which is so funny because that's what ours is.
You going to show up in your PJs?
No. But our Christmas party as
That is
adults
funny,
is
yeah.
pizza and PJs, which is, honestly, I'm happy with it. You know what? We, but we don't really, like, are you going to start hosting a Growing Green Christmas party? Because
Eventually.
a lot of these Christmas parties are like work parties.
Yeah.
So,
We're going to have
like-
one next year.
Oh,
We're
okay.
going to be killing it next year. We're going to have
Alright.
one.
All right. But, yeah.
We're going to do 1.3 million in sales, and we're going to have a bomb Christmas party. I'm manifesting it now.
Christmas
Stay
party
tuned.
to celebrate.
Yep.
There you go. But yeah, Jack's got he had a Christmas program at school last week, and next week he has a party, and he wears their pajamas at school. And we were just saying, like, we get to wear Christmas PJs to our party, which is such a move, right? Like,
Yeah, it is 100%.
we got to vote on attire for our party. And this started last year. It wasn't even an option. And one of the guys, like, jokingly was like, we do Christmas PJs. And we were like, wait, actually, yes.
It's a great idea.
Add that to the list and everyone vote for that right now. And they really did. It was, like, unanimous. Like, everyone said that. Because I think the other options were, like, ugly sweaters and...
Well, there's so much work. And it's like, why am I going to just waste $30
I know.
on
I
something
struggle with that a little bit
year?
because it feels a little wasteful for me because I want to participate and be involved, but then also I'm like, I don't want to spend money on something that will literally gather dust in my closet or I'll resell it after or something.
But you'll never sell it for what you bought it for. So it's like...
Or one of the things was like classy or like
dress
Christmas,
up.
like casual, business casual. And I guess I'm in the minority here that don't have that in my closet.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't even know how to do that. Isn't that so bad of me? I've never had to dress that way. So I don't even know how to dress that way.
Yeah, because nursing, I mean, it was
I wore
scrubs.
scrubs.
Yeah.
I wore PJs to work every day. Is what it felt like. A T-shirt and stretchy pants.
God, the amount of money we spent on those PJs, though.
Tennis shoes. Yeah, no, they're nice PJs.
How much money do you think we spent on the scrubs in the
Hundreds.
thousands? Definitely thousands.
Okay, that's insanity.
How many sets did you had? At least 8 to 10 sets.
Okay, so 8 to 10.
Yeah, minimum. You had a lot.
Maybe about 1,000.
Yeah.
But like, I also don't feel like that's insane. Like,
I'm not saying it's insane. I'm
Like,
just
what does
saying
the
that's how
average
much we
person
spent
spend on their work wardrobe?
Yeah,
especially
I'm
if
not
you work
judging
higher
you.
up. And
I'm not judging you. It's okay.
just saying,
It's okay.
you do pay a lot of money for stuff to get bled on and peed and pooped and thrown up on, though.
Exactly.
It's so nasty. Anyways,
little update here. If you listened to the show last week and 2 weeks ago, we were prepping and planning for our yearly sit down meeting, and we got to do
why
that
does
this
that have
week
to be called a meeting?
because that's what we were doing. We're discussing. We go in there with an agenda of like, and this is our first one. Next year will be way more dialed because we're gonna know like what we really like, how this year went. And so it's going to be like a review. It's going to be like a review and budgeting meeting, essentially. We're
year-end
budgeting
review?
our time. Yeah. And a year ahead forecast. Because we're in year, like, if you want to apply this to like a business principle, we're going into the year trying to build a budget with no historical data. And so it's like, we're just guessing here. We don't really know, right? But now we're going to track it through the year, and then we'll have historical data going into next year. And we would say, okay, this worked, this did not work. You know, we'll be able to really measure and manage what worked and didn't work. But anyway, I would say so. We went to a very nice steakhouse locally.
It was so good.
Very, very nice and very good. They cooked my meat a little too long.
It was fine once you cut into it.
It was okay.
Okay.
But nice place and had a good time. It was a late dinner. I felt like we were.
Yeah, we chose
that's
later.
Not normal for
but
us.
Honestly, I liked it. It was nice.
Yeah, I mean, we ate it. We had a 7:30 reservation.
Yeah, we just did that to help with the kids so that my friend that was watching them would just really be over while they slept. So I think it was helpful for her, but I didn't mind it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was fun. It was just we hadn't like. It's funny we were because we were literally riding home the other night and we were like, isn't it funny how different our lives look compared to like friends that were going out because we were coming home at 6:00 and we were like getting ready to do kids' bedtime and go to sleep and they were going out and had an appointment at 7 or 7:30 and then
dinner after and I was like, wow.
So it's like this life is so different. People that like go start their night at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Like, what
that's
are you
a
doing?
different demographic of people.
It is, and we are not in it.
No, sure aren't.
So
Never been in it.
7:30 dinner was good. We got a 4-person table instead of a 2 crammed together, which was really great.
They did hook us up.
Really, really good because this is one of those restaurants where it's like if you've been in like a Cheesecake Factory, you know the principle where they have like a massive row of
like a half booth,
half table, and they put like
chair.
single tables down through there, and you put 10 of those next to each other, and they're 1.5 feet apart.
Yeah, you're right on top of people.
Exactly.
There.
and you can never get a 4-person table for 2 unless you like they're not going to give you lose that space. So, but they had somebody who was taking too long or something. Like, all right, we're going to give you this 4-person. So I was like, yes, please, thank you, and so it was good. But I would say the overarching thing we went into that meeting with. Into that dinner, talk about was time, don't you think?
Yep.
For the year,
I would agree.
Time as far as travel goes was the main thing. Like, how much are we going to travel? How much am I going to travel individually? How much are we going to travel as a family? Just how much are we going to be away in general for the year? And it was good. It was really good to sit down and just like talk about it. Transparently, I built a custom GPT in chat to do like the math and stuff for us. We just told it when I was planning on going and broke down percentages. I think where we ended was 6% individual and 16% family. Correct?
I think so.
Which ended up being like
I can't remember the exact dates.
22 days individual and 50. Well, what? Let's see. Yeah, because 12% would be 44, and then another. So it was like, I think it was 52 days, 48 or 52 days, something like that. We're right around 50 days that we would be gone as a family, and so that is like these are max numbers. These are like top of the line. Needs to be something really, really important to exceed these. And so that is what we kind of landed on. I talked about Pat, my business coach that has kind of helped us and walked me through that and their process. And he has gone 10% individually and 30% family. He's also running a $14 million landscape company. So he has a little more ability to be gone. But so I had to take that. I was like, okay, we need to figure out what works for us as far as like we don't need to just like take those numbers and say, yeah, that works for us. Like,
right.
We need to actually fix and fit in our schedule. And so that's what we ended with. Very good discussion. We really, I'll tell you why I wanted to talk about it a little bit and why I felt like it was so important was because we really did a good job of talking about this prior.
Right.
And I think it allowed you to get in a good headspace.
Yeah.
Going into it.
Yeah.
Because we had 2 weeks, 3 weeks before.
Yes, roughly.
We decided to go, and so we literally had plenty of time to sit there and like know what going into the night was going to talk about. We had again somewhat kind of an agenda, things we wanted to talk about, and it was very encouraging to go into that. And we had a 2-hour dinner with like 0 arguments. About anything that we were planning for the next year, which is really good. And it just goes to show that like the proper preparation can solve a lot of problems that arise. Arguments, frustrations, things that just like aren't communicated well in the moment. Those are all things that can be fixed pretty easily if you can just set some boundaries and set some time in place beforehand to actually do it. So, I mean, it's December the 15th if you're listening to this real time. You could set a dinner for next week, and y'all could go do this and have a week leading up to it. Like, you could have plenty of time and still get this in before the new year gets here. So I highly encourage you to do it if you haven't with your spouse. Just go talk about these. And maybe it's like you need to talk about what the year looks like for you business-wise. Like, so, like, travel is our big one. But we also talked about what the year looked like business-wise for me and, like, where money's going and what we're investing and what time looks like, right? Because we're on a big, like, 26 is going to be a massive growth. We're going to double our business in 26 essentially from where we were this year. And that is a big task to set. So we talk about family goals, family life, like what does that look like, kids, all of the above. And so, but again, I know getting in that right headspace leading up to it was a massive win for us, don't you think?
I totally agree. Yeah. I think
what are your takeaways from it? Well, what are some of the biggest things that you felt were like glad you did it?
I think I was really just glad that I think the biggest things that I think about when I like think about dinner or whatever is being just thankful that we had time to get into a good headspace for it, because I think that's just make or break of a conversation. If one of you doesn't feel ready or bombarded or ambushed in any shape, form, or fashion, you both should be on the same page as far as like knowing this is the goal of the conversation. So there's no surprises. And then the second thing is just like whatever the outcome of it was going to be, I don't think either of us had any concern that we were going to be on different pages. So like this might be a different conversation next year if we think we're going to have different thoughts on 27. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like
I'm thinking one thing and you're thinking another.
Right. Or like I want to start focus to be here this year and you're like, no, I'm really passionate about this. Which could easily be the case for people, right? I mean, it's not uncommon to think, and
depending on like where the business goes this year, it could be for us next year. Like it just
that's what I mean.
Know.
Yeah. So I think what's important is like if that is your case, to again, like you're coming into this to have this conversation, so you're not being ambushed. Like this is planned, even if it's not what you thought they would say. This is still the goal of the conversation, is to get these things out there and kind of figure out how you can work together, and where you can give and take a little bit if it's not exactly what you thought, and vice versa for how they can do that for you and what that looks like. But the second thing is just being really thankful that it happened.
Third thing.
What?
Third thing. You already said the second thing.
What was the second thing?
What you were just talking about.
Well, I didn't name it the second
You
thing.
did name the second thing.
Okay.
Continue.
Another thing is really just being glad that we had it, so that in 6 weeks, 6 months, 9 months, we can point back to it.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest reason that we did it. Is
we're literally building a budget like that. We're building a budget. You have to have a business budget to be able to come back to.
Well, it's accountability. It's accountability for us at certain times in the year for both reasons, good and bad, and fun and not fun. Like me and him, when we both want to go do something, but it doesn't really fit.
It doesn't serve our purpose of what we're doing either.
Well, and it's just like, well, that's not that we're very intentional with the time frames that we decided on, and unless it's like something crazy, opportunity, whatever, then the answer is no. And we have this to fall back on, like to hold us both accountable. And, this holds you accountable with individual travel. This holds me accountable when, the days are long and I'm struggling as far as like you being gone or the boys and things like that. Like, no, like this is what we agreed on.
Yeah.
And this is where we're going.
Yeah, it's just that fallback of like, you can just sit here and look in 6 months and say, what, when you ask that question of, why are we here, right? When you ask yourself that question, you can go back and be like, this is why. Like
Yeah.
you can go back to that dinner and say, this is what we agreed upon. This is when I'm walking out the door to go do something, this is what we agreed upon. And so, and that's not to say it's written in blood, right? But this was a very clear, like, this is what we're sticking to. It needs to be something pretty crazy to
Yeah, and it's
shift us
also
from
not
this.
like a get out of jail free card. It's not like, well, we said we were doing this,
Yeah,
so
no.
you're fine. Or like, well,
Correct.
it is
We're
what
still
it
humans
is.
with emotions.
Right. Like, you still, give and take a little bit there. And this is also isn't to say that we won't do like check-ins of like, how are we doing? Is this working for us? Because again, we've never done this before, so I could totally see that being something that we implement maybe once, twice a year, of being like, this is the trajectory where we're headed based off of what we decided. Like, is this still working? So
yeah, because we don't know. Even the travel being gone, like that was just something we tried to create. Like we've never really managed.
Again, we're going from no data or whatever, no history.
No history to like just try and throw something out there.
Right.
So anyway, it was really good. It was very, very beneficial. It was one of the most proud of us times we've had, I feel like.
Yeah.
Proud to just really sit and really just proud to sit and look at what the next year holds and how we can move forward with just us being on the same page. And, I sit here and kind of think about it and, I don't get emotional, but it does make me stop and think and say, like, I'm proud of where we've come, because this is not something that we probably would have done 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, probably 2 years ago when I've done this. And it shows where our communication skills have grown over the past couple of years. It shows where our hearts are at, like truly trying to serve each other better and truly trying to build each other up and make sure that we both know that, like, we are on the same page and we are trying to achieve the same goals. But it just takes different things from each of us to get there. And it's a process of like, we're going to win some, we're going to lose some. There's going to be fun parts along the way. There's going to be parts that aren't fun along the way. There's going to be parts that really suck along the way. But we're going to sit here and be able to come back and be like, look, this is why we're going where we're going. It just helps, it helps cast that vision out there. And I just, like I said, going through this entire thing, talking about what we talked about, like, and having zero arguments out of it, was just really, it was really like a proud moment for me, for us, I felt like.
No, I agree. For sure.
So, serving each other well is a conversation we've had recently that is just like more and more, sticking out more and more of how important it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was just also a big tone of this conversation of like, okay, these are the things we want, but like, how can we help each other do that?
Yeah.
Not just like, how can we accomplish this, but it's like, no, whoa, can you hear that?
Yes.
So sorry. But more so of like, okay, well, what, this sounds worse than it means, but like, what do you need from me? Like,
yeah,
what do you need from me to be successful in this area? Like, how can I help you do that? Because I mean, that's what it's all about, for each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%. I mean, that's literally the things that we're going through right now. So, I mean, we'll talk through like an example and then we'll wrap it up. But just to be like transparent and show you the real, like, what we're actually talking about is you being stay at home with the kids now and running the house, and me doing a little bit more solo travel. Like, one of our conversations was you telling, like, for me, it's my need is just like full support of what we're doing, and me traveling some is part of that process. And you were like, I was like, what do you need from me? And it was essentially, I need to be able to like go and do while having the kids and not feel like we have to, make things up. And, we have to get to a point to where you're like financially free to where you can just go and do to an extent, not outrageous things.
Oh.
But be able to go and like go get food or whatever. And you do that to a pretty good extent now, but still you're very creative at trying. Like Savannah's the opposite of the typical, typical is I shouldn't say that. Stereotypical, like just woman that stays home and goes swipes a card all day and has no issue with it. You're like on the other spectrum, like the other end of that, very, very like conscious about money and what you spend versus don't spend. So it's a big deal for you to like go and do things.
Yeah, and if it's not like groceries or something that they need, like clothes.
Like go do fun things, like go do entertaining things.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, look, I gotta have some things to do when I've got 2 kids under 3 to entertain. So that was just one of the things. It's like, okay, well, these things have to start paying off. These trips, the investments you make in the business, we have to start having really strong finances that start to grow with that. So again, we have that ability to go and do more and more.
Yeah. Well, that's just like a very small thing. That was not.
Yeah.
Like
No, that was not a big,
make or break.
Correct. That was, but that's just an example, right? What's another one? Do you have another one you'd like to share?
No, I mean, what I thought you were going to talk about is me sharing, like, wanting, needing, appreciating, just like some sort of like, I don't want to say consistent or routine, but like somewhat scheduled, time just to like be alone. Because, the biggest comparison that I feel like you make is like, yes, it's different, and yes, it's not the same. Like there are some things that logistically can't get done, but it's just like, think about what your life would look like productivity wise if everything you did with kids. Like my job, the house, the groceries, whatever, like everything I do is done with them. So like there's never designated time for me to do things productive or not productive, just like be a human being without them. So, that was just something that I was like, I need to have some sort of time where Jack goes to school, yes, but like Tate is very much a little person now, so like I can still get things done. Yes. Is it the end of the world if the sheets don't get folded today and the stairs don't get vacuumed? No. But like at the same time, like all of these things that fall under my role and responsibility of managing the home, like, they have to get done, but my things get done with kids. So it just changes the dynamic of like the stress or productivity. I don't know how to say that, but it's like, imagine if the only way you got things done all day was by somebody having their kids or by you.
Well, it's not even just that. It's not even. Yes, it's just also a mental break. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean.
Give me a 2-hour, 3-hour window of just a mental clarity.
Yeah.
Of like, I don't think that people realize. People that have kids that don't ever take a break from their kids don't realize what they're not getting. Like,
yeah.
That's the thing. Like, you love your kids. I love our kids. I don't want to spend time without our kids necessarily. Like literally, it's so funny. Like kids,
but
kids
there's nothing wrong with
sense.
wanting to sometimes.
Makes no sense. Like literally at that dinner, I was like, I think we had changed the topic or something, and I was already thinking about like, because I think it was a really rough day with Jack. It was that day.
Probably, most of them are.
And by the end of that, I was like, I miss him. Like he was just, I don't know. I forgot what it was, but I was like, it's only been through 3 hours. But when I'm leaving, I'm like, go sit down, type thing. Like, see you later. And then you're like, oh, they're cute. I love them.
It's like your stereotypical look at pictures of them while they're asleep and you miss them.
Yeah,
I was
literally
doing it before we hit record. Like,
yeah.
I had small group tonight and got home when they were asleep and started looking at pictures. I was like, oh my gosh, Mama. They're going to wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, your dad.
Go to sleep. It's nap time.
Literally.
It's so funny. But yeah, look that. So again, it's not me saying I don't want to be around my kids. I love my kids. But that time alone, like that time, extended time for sure is something that is
Yeah.
It's really, really longed for. Even if you don't know you're longing for it, you're longing for it.
How did you not know you're longing for it?
Because if you don't know any different, like
I guess.
you don't know any different. That's just part of it.
Holy
That's just
cow.
part of life.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, like, once you fly first class, there's no going back. You know, once you start getting that little taste of alone time, you're like, okay, got to have it. Like, I see what it does for me.
Mm-hmm.
I got to keep that scheduled. And so,
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, and also transparently on that, like, we haven't even figured that solution out. So this is not this isn't a go in and figure every problem.
Yeah, this wasn't like
This
go
isn't
in, throw all the problems on the table, and then come up with a solution by everyone by the end of the dinner.
Exactly. That was not it. Because we have not figured that out yet. We don't know what that looks like yet.
Yeah.
But it is, like, it's talked about in the environment of, like, hey, we're not, like, nobody's getting upset, nobody's saying this, or nobody's getting on to you for doing this. This is just like, hey, I feel like I really
It just, like, creates
this.
a safe space, not to be drama, but, like, creates a safe space and also a freedom to just, like, be honest because, again, I just can't emphasize enough how important it was for us to both be in the mental place for that conversation because
Correct.
I didn't have to worry about how it's coming across to you because it was like, okay, no, we're both right here and we're both saying, like, this is where we're at, and I'm not dancing around anything because I'm nervous about how it's going to get reacted to. Like,
Yeah.
no, like, this is where we're at, and everything's going to be pretty matter of fact, and we'll just roll with it.
Yeah, 100%. Well, anyway, that's our recap. That's kind of how we ended up the dinner. It was a really good time. I'm excited for what the year holds. We got a lot going on, a lot of things happening in the next couple weeks and months. Just our business is trying to grow. Y'all's business is growing. We're trying to go one day at a time here. But if we can ever help you, please let us know. Please let us know. We are 3 weeks away from the end of the year, and then we'll be rocking into 2026. If you would, leave us a big 5-star review if you enjoy the Marriage Monday shows. If you'd like to see a change, if you'd like to see something new come, let me know. How can we change it? How can we update it for you, make it a little better, make the experience better so you can keep coming and listening and then sharing with your friends as well. So that's how we get to continue to grow the show is by sharing and giving reviews. So when people do see it, when they do click on it, then they know, hey, I should actually check in on this because it's going to be a good thing. So anyway, I love you, appreciate you, we care about you. If we can ever help, please let us know. Like I said, happy to help any way that I can. We are going to have a great week here, and hope y'all do as well. Get some last little pushes in before Christmas so we can keep that revenue pumping. Have the good conversations, take meaningful time to sit down with one another, and literally just like look into each other's eyes and talk about the future and what that looks like for y'all. Thanks for tuning in. If we can ever help you, let us know. Without any further ado, I'm going to wrap this one up, and we look forward to catching you here on the next one.